Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Friday, September the 23rd, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the legend himself, Mr. Josh Crash Davis. Crash, how are you today?
I'm doing well. You know, it was funny last night with the core that you gave out. It just put me right there to land Colton Wong in all my lineups. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if that was your add-on guy, way to go, man. That is beautiful. So, yes, it was a wonderful night for us. A lot of Coach Talk family members posted winners, and we had the broom out, my favorite thing. We had the Fanduel, Yahoo, of course. It's been our bread and butter, and then DraftKings as well. So we had the good sweep for the family starting into the weekend, and we dive in with a 12-game main slate tonight. And I really like this slate, Crash. I think it's got a lot of potential to it.
Yeah, I like this slate too. You know me, I'm not usually big on these bigger slates like this, but tonight I actually do like it quite a bit.
Good. Give me the double-digit games, and I'm ready to go. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Couple of things real quick here. We will go over those first four games just briefly to give you a taste, just in case you are going to place one of those early slates. But we're going to focus on breaking down, like we always do, pay up, pay down, values, all of our different stuff on the main 12-game slate, because all three sites have that as the main slate. So that's good. And we have one weather game, and I am not going to use that game in my plays as of right now.
I'm not either.
Good. Because that could change. It's we have an hour and 2 minutes until lock. But as of right now, the Angels at Minnesota, I am passing on. Cold, a lot of rain. Who knows what's going to happen there? And really no reason to push the envelope with it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it sucks to lose Shohei, but there's plenty of good pitching options on this slate that we don't have to dive for that. So
yeah, I mean, if you have the stomach for it, Shohei is a great play, obviously. But I just, with the delay possibilities and being that cold, and they're certainly not going to push Shohei in cold weather. I mean, what's the purpose of doing that? So it makes no sense to me to go after that game. And really, the other 11 games are all solid as a rock. I don't see any problems with any of them. So I think we should be very good to go there. Quick hello to Rodney Pollard. Man, we're going to have to give something away to Rodney. He's the first guy in at like 50% of the time lately. So shout out to you, man. You're awesome. An early entrance by Garage Junkie Productions. Our man David Dulac's in there. David, I sent you a direct message, bro, on both my personal Twitter and the Coach Talk Twitter with a link to get your stinking butt into our Discord. So all you have to do, click on that link, my man, and come on in there and join us at Coach Talk. All right. RJ, awesome to see you in here. JT, Yasmani Acosta, love it. And really, great. The appointment today went fairly well. That's good. That's a good thing, my man. Very, very good. You are definitely in the entire team's prayers. And I'd like to hear that you got a little bit of good news there. Might not need the transplant. That's phenomenal news. See, that's the kind of stuff we love to see here, man. That is awesome, bro. So such great news. And by the way, if you super chat at all, if you happen to play some of our plays yesterday and had some cashers and you want to donate to a good cause, we give all of our super chats to charity, and this month's is Operation Hope, which is selected by our man David Dulac. And so any super chat that you throw in here goes directly to that cause. So that is awesome. Deb's in here with us. She's just in here because it's Canna Revenge game. That's all. Yeah. That we know the Canna is going to be a stone lock for everything. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. Sean V, you know what? You are right. And, it's good to be right, good to be wrong. It's good to always own up to it. Rizzo does look very slumped, so I will give you that. but he scratched a few points out, and I did cash everywhere, even with slumpy Rizzo in there. So you were right. I hope he comes out of it, and he definitely does not look that great. Again, that makes more worry for Judge getting less pitches, although that ball he hit yesterday, Crash, I thought it was a mile gone.
Yeah.
He killed that ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just died right at the wall. That was crazy.
I jumped off the chair. I was up. I thought that was it. I really, really thought it was gone.
Yeah, and Kiki's just like,
oh my goodness. So, yeah, that was brutal. But what I was trying to say is, without any consistency behind him, he's going to get a lot of walks down the stretch here, man. Right. I just hope he gets the damn couple of homers here and gets it over with, because he's going to run out of time. All of a sudden, he's going to start feeling the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. The closer we get to that, final week of the season, it's going to get more and more pressure for him. So, and they're walking him more and more. So
exactly. Somebody's got to get hot behind him. I know Stanton has hit a couple home runs, but he still swings the ball, swings the bat like he's not timing anything very well. Although, with him, all he has to do, it's like the Rock out there. Just take a swing. If he connects, it's going to go somewhere. But it is what it is. We'll see how that rolls. Fear Money Entertainment, great to see you in there. Rose Miller is in. Tony A, what's going on, man? Yes, very good call on the young rookie, Wisniewski. He looked fantastic, dude. Great call. You did, Crash and I said we liked him a little bit as a value play, but certainly weren't on him like you were. That is an outstanding call, my friend. Okay, we got everything set there. We know which game we're fading. We'll go over some ownership, some stacks, some pitchers, and we'll get everybody ready to continue this hot streak here. Okay, any questions? Put them in chat. We'll check and we'll go from there. Let's start out, Crash. The 4 games we're just going to touch on briefly. 6:35, Cubs and Pirates. It is 60 degrees is all in Pittsburgh. Very cool. Not much wind, though. 8 is the over-under. 3.84 implied for the Cubs. 4.16 for the Pirates. Javier Assad, 7.2K against Bryce Wilson, 5.7K. Anything to throw in the mix on this one?
Yeah, there's a couple plays that I like from each side. On the Chicago side, I like Ian Happ, and then on the Pittsburgh side, I like O'Neal Cruz.
Okay. For me, if I'm playing early slate there, I'm not going to be heavy on this game. Not that I like either pitcher.
Right.
Cool temperatures in that ballpark. The ball just does not go anywhere. But you're right on O'Neal Cruz, man. When he catches hold of it, it's in the river there. So he's got immense power when he does connect. But if he connects is the question.
Yeah.
Then I guess you'll have an opinion on this one. 640 Brewers and Reds, 8.5 total, 65 degrees in Cincinnati. No wind, 4.72 implied for the Brewers, 3.78 for the Reds. Eric Lauer, the lefty, 9.4K. Luis Cessa, 6K for the Reds.
Yeah, originally I would have said that Mike Minor would have been a little sneaky, but he got put on the 15-day IL, just how the Brewers struggle against lefties. So I do like the Brewers. Lauer, I don't really like as much because he's coming off the injured list, and I think he could be limited in his price is where, it was before when he was playing the full rotation. And so I don't like Lauer as much, but I do like Adames, of course, has been red hot, and Christian Yelich has a history of killing the Reds. So I like Christian Yelich here as well.
Very nice. I wouldn't mind getting a few bats for the Brewers, and I actually like the Reds bats. They have 9 righties against them today, Crash.
Okay.
So that's
Kyle Farmer, or who do you like?
You know what? I'd go up and down that lineup. It's India, Steer, Farmer, Aquino, Fairchild, Lopez, Reynolds, Barrero, and Robinson. I like the India, Steer, Farmer, Aquino, Fairchild. Fairchild's a young fella, 2.1K. So if you're going with that early one, don't be afraid of playing a few of the Reds bats and the Brewers bats, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't stack the Reds, but I'm
not saying stack,
Yeah.
but don't be afraid to play a few hitters against Lauer. They had some young stingers there, and it is America's small park. So
true.
Nationals Marlins 640. Josiah Gray 7.9K against Braxton Garrett. The young fireball lefty 8.6K, 3.27 implied for the Nationals, 3.73 for the Marlins, a low 7 total in the dome there in Miami.
Yeah, I like Braxton Garrett. I've used him a couple times this year, and he's done well for me. I do, on the other side, I do like Joey Meneses. We've talked about how he smashes lefties. So that would be my one play that I like on the Nationals. But for the most part, I like the Marlins and Garrett in this matchup.
Yeah, I like Garrett. I like a couple of the Marlins bats. We talked about it last time. Just Josiah Gray has given up more homers than anybody in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So my buddy JJ Bleday would be in my lineup if he was on the main slate at that scant 2.5K salary, but it is what it is. And Brian De La Cruz has been smacking it, so wouldn't mind a few Marlins on that early slate.
Yeah.
But that's it, my friend. Let's get down to business. This is what people tuned in for. Do we have a decent group in here so far? Yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. Nathan Feudy, what's up, my man? Great to have you in here with us. We started getting some folks trickle in, as we always do, and we do really appreciate it. And the best way to show us the appreciation is a quick thumbs up here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That's important. And the little alert button in the upper corner. This way, you know, when any of our podcasts post. Right now, we've got 7-day-a-week Major League Baseball. We've got the 2 big NFL podcasts every week. We had the one yesterday, that's 6:50 every Thursday. And then the massive one with Steven and Crash and myself is Saturday night. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for the NFL show. Also, if you're watching on Twitter, a quick like and retweet would really be appreciated. And if you had some of those winners yesterday with us, if you watched the podcast and played some of their lineups, and certainly we supply full lineups for Yahoo and Fanduel, so hopefully you jumped on the tail there and grabbed some winners and some good cores on DraftKings. Maybe you had a core that you used like Crash where you stuck in a guy like Wong and got to the promised land there. So anytime you have any of those winners, let us know. You can throw that information in Discord if you're a member. Certainly, we really appreciate it if you throw it on Twitter and tag us at DFS Coach Talk so we can share the love with you. All right, let's get down to business. Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies, 7:05. It is in Philadelphia, and it's only 59 degrees. It is fall. 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from left. So a low total of 7, 3.10 implied for the Braves, and 3.90 for the Phillies. We have Jake Odorizzi, 6.1K against Aaron Nola, 9.3K. And make note that no Ronald Acuna Jr. in this one. He's got a sore back, and he is not in the lineup.
Yep. I originally liked both Riley and Acuna, but Acuna is not in the lineup, so I would just stick with Austin Riley.
Okay.
He's my BVP play of the day.
Wow.
And then I like Gene Segura on the Philly side, but this is mainly a pass game for the large part of it.
Okay. This is an important game for me right out of the chute, Crash. One of my 2 pay up pitchers. I don't really have a value pitcher. Sometimes I have 2 pay ups, sometimes, which I like to have as a pay up and a value. Sometimes I have 2 value. Today I pretty much have 2 pay ups because there's so much cheap hitting with these late lineups, late in the season lineups. It's not a stress. I really like Aaron Nola. I think he's in a great spot. Acuna being out of the lineup certainly shakes things up for Atlanta. Definitely doesn't help matters. 9.3K is very fair in my opinion. He's $1,200 cheaper than Cole. It's cool temperatures. Just, Nola's a professional, man. He gets it done. And, he had 2 starts ago, he had a shaky game against Washington. and 4 starts ago, he had a shaky game against Arizona. So I get it if you don't want to take, that chance, because he's had 2 of his last 4 games were not Aaron Nola-like. But take those 2 out, Crash, and we're talking 33, 51, 70, 27, 49, 40, 49, 62, 65, 24. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the dude can throw 11, 10, 9, 8 strikeouts on the board. He's done it multiple times. Atlanta hits, but they strike out a decent amount. So, I feel good about it. He did give up 4 earned to them, but he still was able to put up 33 Fanduel points last time while striking out 8. So I think Nola's in a good spot. He's a pro, and I think he goes out there and grinds. One point I want to make, Crash, is this. It is really tricky right now. From now till the end of the season, what do we have, like 2.5 weeks left, something like that?
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of teams that are out of it that are going to protect pitchers, and they're just going to say, okay, you're going to let them go 5 or whatever, and we're not going to push them. And we have a few guys like that. Like normally, shout out to Sean V here, but normally I'd go to Carlos Rodon in a spot like this. I'm just giving an example how I came up with Nola today. But, Rodon, who looks great, is pitching against an Arizona team. Last time out, he got scratched. So that, maybe he's a little tired end of the year. The time before that, I used him. I had him 100% of my lineups. Mm-hmm. Pitched 5 innings of shutout ball, 60-some pitches, 63 or 61 pitches, sailing along, and they took him out for no reason. They just don't want to, push him at the end of the season when they're out of it. So guys like Rodon at 10-3, I'm just not going to take that risk. I would rather go with a Nola, who I know is going to get his 6, 7, 8 innings in there, and they'll let him grind it out because he's an innings eater. Sure. And, Philly's battling right now. So that I wanted to share that because I think it's an important point to make, is you can't just strictly look at the numbers for the numbers' sake here. This is where it becomes very important to do coach talk kind of stuff here. And that's use the optimizers, look at the ownership, use the leverage, use all the pieces that you have to build winning lineups. But you got to start putting that baseball human element into it. I don't know if, Crash, if you had a chance at all on to watch Pedro Martinez talking on the MLB network last night, but did you see any of that?
Yeah, I did. I did see a little bit of that.
It was such, I couldn't have said it any better. And that's what I'm always trying to preach. Yes, analytics, and that in his term, he's talking analytics in baseball. In our term, it's the same scenario, really, looking at all the numbers when you're building lineups. Mm-hmm. And yes, that's an extremely important part of it. But you also have to have the human element. You have to sort of know what's going on, what the standings are, what these teams are going to do, what the managers, what the organization usually does in these scenarios. That's that element that we're putting in there. That's why guys like Rodon didn't make my lineup tonight, and then Nola did. When on strict numbers, if you really, look at it and break it out, Rodon would have a little edge for me over Nola. But because of everything I just explained, and I know I'm spending time with it, but I just want our listeners and our members to know that's what we do here in all our sports, specifically baseball, football, and the NBA. I mean, I try to get inside of every GM and coach's head in my head to know exactly what type of philosophy that they use. So soapbox, I wanted to get up onto it early and sort of explain that a little bit to our members. All right, so Nola's in my lineup. I'm not playing any Braves. I do like a couple of one-offs for Philly. I think Odorizzi is definitely gettable. I know it's a little cooler in Philly, and the wind's blowing a little, so I'm not going to go crazy with the Philly stack. Mm-hmm. But a one-off or 2 guys from Philly, Harper, Schwarber, Hoskins, Realmuto, Bohm, any of those guys, Segura, who's been hot, even Stott batting down towards the bottom, are all playable commodities for me in this game. Break it down for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there with you for the most part on the bats. I'm not going to go there too much, and I don't have anything against Nola. He didn't make my lineup, but like I said, there's so many good pitching options on this slate that there's a lot of good pitchers that aren't going to make some lineups.
I'm with you, man. I am with it. I'm with you. All right, what else we got? Anything else going on? Am I missing conversations? I see a lot of stuff here. Who is your Wong tonight? The Prince wants to know about your Wong, Crash.
Let's see. I will tell you in 4 games from now.
King of Smacks up. Okay, well, we know it's coming. Thank you, Deb. Deb appreciates. That's why she's part of our team, because she believes in what we're doing and what we're putting forward and how we're doing it. So I love it, man. They don't care about Rodon because he's going to be a free agent. They'll probably try to re-sign him. Don't be surprised, because he's a quality pitcher.
Right.
All right. Let's keep rolling. Game 2. Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. The Aaron Judge watch again. 58 degrees in New York, but there is a pretty good wind blowing out to right where it's a short porch anyway. 16 miles an hour. That's something to talk about. But the over-under is only 7.5, Crash. I thought that was very low. I was surprised. Yeah, but it's Cole, I guess.
Right.
2.92 implied for Boston, 4.58 for the Yankees. Rich Hill, the lefty, 6.3K. Garrett Cole, 10.5K.
Yeah, Rich Hill has been a little sneaky. I think that's probably why that run total's lower than we would expect, because I think a lot of people would think that the Yankees would go off against him, but he hasn't been too terrible.
Rich, you're talking about Rich Hill?
Rich Hill, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying I'm gonna use him.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm not gonna stack the Yankees against him.
Gotcha.
And that run total, we were talking about how low that was. But yeah, Garrett Cole's my top pay-up pitcher. He's faced the Red Sox 4 times this year. Outside of that one start, which was opening day, he's pitched very well against them, especially in New York. His last 4 starts at home against them, he scored 61. He did have that one on opening day where he only scored 12, and then 58 and 52 fantasy points with double-digit strikeouts in 2 of his 3 starts. So, yeah, I do like Cole. He's my top pay-up pitcher. There's like 4 pay-up pitchers that I like, so it could have been any one of those 4, but I landed on him. So
let's talk about ownership, since Mr. Cole is pretty chalky, but I get it. I mean, I don't blame you. It's not like my man Nola is not chalky too. So right now, projected ownership on DraftKings, Cole is number 1 at 48, followed by my guy Nola at 43. So there we go. Get your hot takes here at Coach Talk. We play chalk now. Yeah. We normally don't play chalk. That's the funny thing. Giolito's 3rd, though. I thought that was sort of interesting. 33%. Mr. Rodon, I'm a Rodon fan. I don't trust the innings. 25%. Bassett, 15. Shohei, 12% in that weather game. Good luck, man. And then it drops off the face of the earth after that. So really, it's the top 5 pitchers, if you will, getting all the ownership: Cole, Nola, Giolito, Rodon, and Bassett. On Fanduel, it's very similar. Same type of same group, no big changes. Giolito being the one guy that I guess you would call value. He's not super cheap, but cheapest of that top 5. Yahoo, no difference really, except Andrew Haney is also in that group, and Jeffrey Springs. Those 2. With the other 5. So it's really consistent with those 5 at the top. So unless you're going away from those 5, you're going to be a little chalky, but there's so many places to get different. It's really not, very difficult. For me, I get the Cole play completely. I just am not going to go there. I'm not going to fade him completely, and I'm not going to stack Boston players against him. But I do have my home run call today is Rafael Devers. I mean, we said this every time. and the dude has 6 home runs against Cole in 28
exactly.
at bats.
Yeah, he does.
15 ribbies, he's walked, a 1215 OPS, 893 slugging. So Devers hits Cole, and short porch there. And I think Cole has a good game, but again, he hasn't been total shutdown Cole. And he does give up a few bombs from time to time. So
yeah. I've got a prop bet with Devers that I like that I'll give out later. So yeah.
Yep. Am I missing anything really interesting? I see lots of conversations. Let's see. Who's having trouble getting in Discord? RJ? Yeah, just if you can, or if you're on Twitter, DM me at DFS Coach Talk, and we'll shoot you a link right there to make it easier for you too. Okay, as far as the Yankees bats, I mean, 6.2K Judge, are you going to do it?
No.
Not going to
I'm
go there.
not going to go there. I mean, we've talked about this the last couple podcasts. They're starting to walk him more and more. And if you pay 6.2 and he gets you, 4 walks or 3 walks or whatever, that's like 12 points. It's just not. It's not good. Not a good return on your investment.
And with the lefty Rich Hill going, Sean V's favorite player in baseball, Mr. Rizzo, isn't even in the lineup tonight. So I don't have to worry about playing him. Judge, Stanton, Torres, Donaldson, Cabrera, Trevino, IKF, Gonzalez, and Hicks. So not the greatest lineup in the world at the bottom for sure. When Trevino's number 6.
Yeah.
And the youngster Cabrera number 5. It's a little thin for the Yanks.
Yeah, if I was going to play any of these Yankees, that's who I would play. I would play Cabrera, Trevino, and IKF. Those would be my 3 favorite Yankees tonight. Which to be contrarian, to be lower owned, to be value, those would be the 3 for me.
I still think Torres and Donaldson are underpriced. I play them a lot because they get no respect. They're only 4-1 and 4-4. I mean, when you consider the 3-4 hitters for a lot of teams and some of the teams that stink, you got mid-5 prices on some of these guys. Torres has been torrid lately. He's been awesome. Donaldson always comes up clutch. He had a big hit for me yesterday too. So I think those 2 guys are playable. I don't mind the middle, Torres, Donaldson, Cabrera. That could be a sneaky little stack right there.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Houston Astros, Baltimore Orioles, 7:05. It is in Baltimore, 63 degrees, slight breeze blowing in from left at 9 miles an hour. 7.5 is the total, 4 implied for Houston, 3.5 for the Orioles. Jose Urquidy, 7.9K against Dean Kramer, 6.5. What do you got?
Yeah, Baltimore is my top GPP stack. They are facing Jose Urquidy, who he has not been good lately. He's allowed, 5 runs in each of his last 2 starts, or 6 runs or something?
He's been getting smacked.
Yeah, he's been getting hit pretty hard. 6 runs in each of his last 2 starts against Oakland and the Angels. So, I mean, the Angels, one thing, but Oakland's not that strong of a team. Definitely not as good a hitting team as Baltimore. So, yeah, I like the Orioles quite a bit, and it's the top of the lineup for me. So
for me, I'm certainly not going to go to either pitcher. I prefer the lefties here, though. I've watched enough Orioles games to know that, to try to hit the ball out to left field, you really do have to crush it because they move the fences way back and it's a high wall and the wind's blowing in from left and the temperatures are cooler. So, I mean, that's a huge disadvantage to me for the right-handers.
Yeah.
I do like some of the left-handers, though. Mullins at the top of the order. I go crazy for Rutschman when he bats lefty. And then, you have Santander in the 4-hole and Gunnar Henderson in the 5-hole. So I do like some of those Orioles as well. I don't know if I'll be as aggressive as stacking them.
Yeah.
Probably 2 of them I'll grab. And then I'd like to get to one of 2 guys from the Astros, and it won't be hard to guess.
Yeah, I know who you're going to go with. You're going to go with my home run call.
Jordan Alvarez?
No, actually.
Oh, who is your home run call?
Trey Mancini going back to Baltimore.
Oh, you know what though? It's the same scenario, dude. He's got to try to hit it with a cannon over. Do you know that they did a study of his statistics? If he would have been playing in Houston the first half instead of Baltimore, he would have had over 20 home runs at the All-Star break.
Wow.
That's the difference of that little short, dinky porch there in Houston compared to what they've done, they overcompensating in Baltimore, moving it back. So I get the call, and I do like the narrative there. I just don't know if the situation is good enough. The other thing I'll say here too is, did you notice the other left-handed stick? Mr. Tucker's not in the lineup tonight. That hurts.
Yeah, I did notice that actually. I sure did.
Yeah,
that definitely hurts. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't land on the Astros, other than the fact that, you know, Kramer's been decent at times. So yeah, that's going to hurt.
You know how many lefties in there against Kramer today? One. That's it.
Yeah.
They can't even stick a second lefty against Kramer. That's how thin their bench is for left-handed hitting. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah. So for me, you know, I think Altuve's due for one of those Altuve kind of games. He can go oppo and stuff like that. So I just don't know if I want to pay 5-7 for him. That's the only problem. But I do like Alvarez today, even though 6-1 is a hard chunk to bite off. All right, that's it for that one. Let's go to 7-10 game. Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa Bay Rays. In that, whatever you call it in Tampa, 7.5's the total. 3.5 implied for the Blue Jays, 4 for Tampa. Mitch White, 7.3K against Jeffrey Springs, the lefty, at 8.2K. Little interest here. What do you got?
Yeah, this game I haven't gotten much in from it. I like Aranda leading off for the Rays.
Boy, he paid off for me. He was awesome for me.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. He hit a home run. But I don't even know who Mastroboni. I don't know who that is. Do you?
You know, I can't say that
Miles
I know.
Mastroboni. I don't know who that is.
That is a good question.
Yeah. He'll probably be your Colton Wong of the night. No,
I have him as highlighted as possibly not in the lineup, so I don't know if he's in
confirmed.
or out.
He's confirmed in the lineup to play second base. He's batting 7.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as this game goes,
I know anything about him. Sorry.
Yeah, me neither. As far as this game goes, I like Aranda, and then Bo Bichette. I think he's still, you know, worth a play against this lefty. I don't want to stack the Blue Jays though against Jeffrey Springs. He's been really good. I have a slight edge to another value pitcher over him, but I could definitely see going to him on DraftKings. So
yeah, I don't think Springs is a bad play at all. He didn't quite make the cut, but he'd be on an alternate lineup. I could see playing a little bit of him. I mean, the Blue Jays lineup is scary for sure. I mean, Springs, Bichette, Guerrero, Kirk, Chapman, and Hernandez, that top 6 is definitely scary. But, you know, Springs keeps the ball in the park. You know, he's had a nice season. I don't think he's a bad play. You know, I don't want to spend the big bucks for the Toronto Bats. Would go more Kirk Chapman in the middle, actually, if I did. On the Tampa side, though, Mitch White, I mean, he's just not very good. So, you know, he's just a grinder. And, you know, I think the Tampa Bats are quietly sneaky today. I like Franco and Rosarena. I think they're both decent plays. I think you can even go to some of the cheaper bats, like you said, Aranda or Margot, Paredes. He's had a good year considering. So I think a couple of guys from Tampa sliding in there to make the salary right, I think is really a wise play, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And that Miles Mastroboni or whatever that dude's name is, he's not on Fanduel or DraftKings. I didn't check Yahoo, but I bet he's not in there either. So
yeah, that's why he's
worry about that dude.
That's why I have him shaded out on my list here because he's not playable. I hope you're watching. I'm not watching chat, so I'm gonna miss all kinds of stuff.
I am keeping up with the chat. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Deb likes my Tampa Bay stack, mini stack there. I don't know if I'm going to heavy stack them, but I like the mini stack. Mitch White is not that good. And
no,
the Toronto,
he's not.
What's that?
He's not.
No, and Toronto's bullpen has been disappointing too.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something definitely to keep an eye on. All right, we continue to move forward. We have an 8:05 game, the Cleveland Guardians at the Texas Rangers. It is in Texas. I think the roof closed from what I see here, but if that changes, we will post that in our Discord and on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. 7.5 is the total. 3.5 implied for the Guardians, 4 for the Rangers. Cody Morris, 5.4K. John Gray, 8.8K for the Rangers. Any love for this game?
No, this is a pitcher's duel to me. I think that this is going to be one of the lower scoring games of the night. So I'm going to be playing this game.
Well, 5.4K Cody Morris has to be a value consideration for you then, if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know, how I can get to him. Just the way my lineups are built, but
right.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to. I mean, in that sense, if this was like a 6-game slate or something, I'd love to get to him. But I've already got like 4 top pitchers that I really like, and eliminating that to 2 is hard enough. So if I throw him in the mix, then I'm just going to be even more confused. So
I have a GPP lineup. I mean, Cody Morris isn't one of my main pitchers today, but I do have one quirky GPP lineup that I'll share a little bit with you. And it's one where I actually can put Judge in there, and I use Cody Morris as my value pitcher and just shake it up a little bit. So I'm going to take just in some of the large fields, a couple of single bullets with a little something more contrarian like that. But all that to be said, that Cody Morris has been pretty good, man. He's got a good start to his career here, and he's still extremely cheap. And, we know that Texas has been very inconsistent with the stick. I mean, Simeon, Seager, and Lowe up top, and once in a while Garcia have been okay, but there's a lot of outs in that lineup. Thompson, Plawecki, Smith, and Tavares, and just, there's a lot of, I think, outs there that Morris can vacuum up. So I think he's a decent play. John Gray is one of those guys that falls into that category like a Rodon for me. I don't think they extend him 7-8 innings. I think, Texas being way out of it, Gray's not a young pitcher. He's another guy that even if he's pitching okay, maybe he goes only 5 innings. Plus, the Guardians don't strike out a lot. They're crafty. I just have no interest really on that side at all.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
8:10 Detroit Tigers, Chicago White Sox, 61 degrees in Chicago. Slight breeze blowing in from right at 8 miles an hour. Only 7, low number here. Eduardo Rodriguez, the lefty, 7K against Lucas Giolito. I want to say get jiggy with it, but I'm not playing him today. So I'm not getting jiggy with it like I did last time out. 7.7K for Mr. Giolito, and the Tigers only have a 2.97 implied. A lot of respect for Mr. Giolito.
Yeah, a lot of
4.03 implied for the White Sox. Giolito, chalky. He's chalky. Or is he your second pitcher today?
No, he's actually
your fade.
Well, kind of. I've been lately trying to make my fade based off of ownership. So
he's a top 5 owned guy.
Right. So in that sense, it would be my fade pitcher. But I actually, as of right now, I actually have 2 Detroit Tigers in my lineup. So
wow.
Yeah, Eric Haas and Javier Baez. I like both of those guys.
You're a monster Haas fan. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, batting fifth, 3.3K, and he's got great BVP against him. So I get it. It makes sense. I'll tell you what, it's Kerry Carpenter starting to get to the point where you almost can't fade him anymore until they adjust his price. He's only 2.6K and he's batting cleanup. Great youngster with a ton of respect coming up the organization. And I think he's very playable today.
Yeah, I think so too. He's outfield, so I could get him in my lineup. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think he's a sneaky play.
Yeah.
Any bats for you on the White Sox side?
I actually like Adam Engel, who's batting ninth.
What?
Against Rodriguez. I know, it's kind of a crazy play. And I like that whole wraparound of Engel, Andrews, Moncada, Abreu, and Jimenez. So I like that 9-1 or 9-5. I mean, or 4. I'll get it.
Exactly. And all those numbers combined, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and I mean AJ Pollock has been really good against lefties too, so you could throw him in there. So yeah, I like the White Sox here against the lefty Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean Rodriguez pitched okay last time out, but he can get smacked. My home run calls in this game. Or did I give Devers? Devers was my home run.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you gave away.
My BVP call, I'm sorry. My BVP is Mr. Moncada. I've been on him lately.
Yeah.
And he's 5 for 13. Very, very small sample size. I get it. But an 11-21 OPS against Rodriguez, 692 slugging, 429 OBP, and a 385 average. He's homered off him. He's walked off him, which says something because Moncada doesn't walk much. So I just think, this is the type of game. Moncada has a tendency to rake a little bit at the end of the year when it doesn't, when it starts to not matter. And the White Sox have pretty much faded out of it and given it to the Guardians. So I don't know. I just think Moncada's in a good spot here against Rodriguez. And I like him as BVP. And part of that BVP, maybe he does homer. Maybe both my picks homer today.
Very good.
Alan Hayes, how you doing, man? Finished 7th last night in the $5 large tournament. Beautiful, man. That is what I'm talking about. That is fantastic. And he's newer to the family. I think we've had Alan in there for a little bit, but not a ton of time. So no doubt about it. Let's see. DePrince losing. You got to get this service going, man. We can't have you losing spots there. Coach, that's crazy. Moncada is mine too. Deb Lutz, come on, you're copying my notes. I must have put that somewhere in the coach chat. Yeah. Deb steals players. You know that, Crash. She steals our picks. I saw her doing it. All right. Let's go on to the next one. We have another 8-10 game. And it's the game that everybody has stacked up. Damn ass Coors game again. And it's hot again there. San Diego at Colorado, 78 degrees. Little breeze blowing in from left center, 10 miles an hour. But the over-under is the biggest on the slate, like normal. 11, 6.16, which is ridiculous for the Padres. 4.84 for the Rockies. Sean Manaea, who's been bad, lefty at 7.3K against Ryan Feltner, who is bad at 5K. So, all right, how much chalk are you going to eat in this game? I know you're infamous for fading Coors sometimes. So what do you think?
I like Elias Diaz in this game. That's it.
That's it? Wow. No Padres at all.
That's all I have. I do like Jurison Profar, but as of right now, 0 Padres.
We need to do a breathalyzer on you, man. I think you've been drinking. I'm sorry, brother. I'm just
giving you it's okay.
I'm giving you the business. That's it.
Major chalk Coors slate. I don't like it, and I know it bit me in the butt the other day. But not really that bad, honestly. I mean, the rest of my plays were fine. So, I don't know.
You're all right, dude. You're all right with me. DePrince, enjoy your vacation in South Carolina. I love Myrtle Beach. It's a fun place. Also, Boy from Cali's not in here because today is his birthday. How about that? I found that information out. So happy birthday to Boy from Cali. If you listen to this back, I know he's doing some things with family today. So I want to appreciate that. Tony A. Crash would like to know if we have an NFL podcast. Would you like to enlighten Tony A?
Yeah, we have a podcast tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Coach Steve and myself will be going over the Week 3 NFL slate. And if you haven't yet, make sure you get in our $5 weekly contest. We're opening it up to the public this week. So whether you're a member or not, anyone that's listening, you can join our Week 3 contest. We'd be glad to have you. We still have like 25 slots available. So
beautiful. And King of Smack is correct. I think it is Tennessee whiskey that is being sampled there by Crash. We can't see it, but off camera, I think he's got a bottle of it right there. Lanuka's starting to give you a little business here. That's okay. You're going to fade an 11-run game. That's okay. Lanuka, give it to him, Lanuka, because I agree with you. I am stacking this game, and I know that it's chalky, but I can't get away from it, Crash. These two pitchers stink. The weather's fine. It's warm. I can't get away from it. So I'm going to be different in a few areas. Let's go ahead and look at my chalkiness here and see what these, I'm going to pull it up right now. Let's see what the top stacks projections are, because I do hate being chalky, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Padres are number 1 at 26%. I can swallow that on DraftKings. Colorado's second at 15%. I'm going to have exposure to both of these sides. They're my top 2 stacks. It's just sometimes you just got to stack cores. It is what it is. And I think that, the cool thing about it is on the top stacks percentage, San Diego's a 22% chance of being the top stack, which is enormous. If you look at that top stack percentage on a consistent base, it's not often projected, much over 10 or 15%. So 22% is a serious number. Then you have third San Francisco, believe it or not, because Tommy Henry should be pitching in single A rookie ball. And then next is Kansas City, Yankees, Tampa Bay, Dodgers, Seattle. So really, San Diego and Colorado are the only stacks that you can say, hey, I'm playing some chalky stacks today. Everything else is fairly neutral, to the point where, you don't have to feel like you're just totally eating the chalk. As far as FanDuel goes, San Diego at 23%, Colorado 14%, San Francisco closer at 13%, Dodgers sneaking in there again at 8%. So those are the teams that are even within shouting distance of the top. And then on Yahoo, it's way more spread out. 18% is all for San Diego. Colorado at 16%, San Fran at 12%, Tampa Bay at 6%, and then the Yankees and Mets at 6%. So there you go. Just if you'd stay away from cores, you're not going to be chalky at all. But unfortunately, I am going to drink the Coors brewery here today myself. All right, Crash. We move on to a game that's not in Coors. It's in Kansas City, and it is cooled off there. It's 67 degrees. Seattle's coming to town to play the Royals. 7.5 is the total. 3.55 implied for the Mariners. 3.95 for the sneaky Royals, who I enjoy playing the Royals. I sort of like that young team, man. They're going to be good in the future. Marco Gonzalez, the lefty, 5.9K. Brady Singer, 8.6K for the Royals. Another one of those dudes that I don't trust the length that he goes, falls in that category with the other guys I mentioned of, veterans, they're out of it. How long do they really push these guys? So what do you have as far as anything in this game?
This is where my value picture comes from. I like Brady Singer against the Mariners without Julio Rodriguez now. I think that really hurts them. And Singer's been good at times, so I think that he's right there, priced close to Jeffrey Springs, who's going to get, I think, a decent amount of ownership. Looking at how he's done against the Blue Jays, I think a lot of people are looking at that. What's his projected ownership right now for Springs?
I'll pull that up. Go ahead and finish the game, and I'll let you know what we got.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking is a pivot to Springs. I like Brady Singer, and I like Witt and Perez and Hunter Dozier on the Royal side.
Well, Springs getting 2.5% on DraftKings, Springer 1.5. So
okay, so they're very low owned. Yeah,
they're very low owned. On either site, you're going to get super low ownership. Same thing on Fanduel. Springs is 1% and Singer is 0.5%. So there you go. For talk about contrarian, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're going to be on that row in that boat alone for sure. But hey,
yeah,
we've seen weirder things happen. That's for sure. No doubt. David Dulac says, I rode a bull once. Wasn't the smartest move ever. Made apple pie moonshine. I've totally lost in chat if that's the direction that it's gone. I've just not been paying attention.
That's because of that Tennessee whiskey comment, which I've never had that or that whatever he's talking about.
We're not buying it, Crash. I think that's a big story. We know you closet drinkers. You just you don't admit it, but there you go. No, I'm totally kidding you. Happy birthday, Travis Duarte. He shares a birthday, he says here, with our boy from Cali. So we got double birthdays here today.
Yeah.
That means we're taking all kinds of stuff down, man. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. All right, we continue. We've got 4 games left, Crash. Oh my gosh. 8-10, we've got the Angels and Twins. This is the game that we're not going to spend much time on because we both decided we're going to fade. 78% chance of rain at first pitch. It goes up to 86%. I mean, I just don't think it's worth the risk. And it's, of course, an hour and 5 minutes after lock. So you really have to sweat. If you want to put some guys in, you do have 3 games after that. You can flip them out of there. It's only going to be 54 in Minnesota with that driving rain, 10-mile-an-hour wind. So good luck with that. It's 7 is the total. It is Shohei Ohtani, 10.8K. Louis Varland, 5.6K. I think Louis Varland's a better pitcher than Shohei Ohtani personally. Now, I'm just anyway. I'm not playing that game, Crash.
Now you've been drinking the Tennessee whiskey, if you think that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that game I'm totally fading. So we can move on to the next one and get some time back.
3 games late if you're playing the after-hours slate on Friday. A little Tennessee whiskey. Get the late slate going. Double up on our winnings from earlier. San Francisco Giants, Arizona Diamondbacks at 9:40. 8 is the total. 4.5 implied for the Giants. 3.5 for the Diamondbacks. Carlos Rodon, I talked about it a lot earlier. He is 10.3K, and I do like him, but I don't think he goes deep enough. I'm not going to play him. He's a complete fade. In fact, he's my fade pitcher today because of that. I just don't think he goes deep enough into this game, and he did miss his last start. Tommy Henry, who stinks, the lefty, 5.2K for the Diamondbacks. Are you going to have some Giants here? They're getting some love in the ownership stacks.
No, I don't have any Giants in my current lineup either. So
okay.
I don't really have any interest in the Giants. Let me look and see here at this Arizona lineup.
It's not confirmed yet. The Giants lineup is a couple of guys you could play in there. Flores, Longoria.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I do like he hasn't been in the lineup in forever, I feel like, but Austin Slater leading off against the lefty. I like that a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll take that. Yep.
3.1K and against Tommy Henry, that could be a really sneaky play. Great call there.
He'll be my Colton Wong of the night.
There you go. Austin Slater. I might go Slater and Flores 1-2 there. That wouldn't be a bad You know, 3.1 and 4.4K. Nice little two bagger there at the top of that Giants order.
Yeah. I like Slater a lot tonight. So
I'm not playing any Diamondbacks, even though Rodon's my fade. I don't trust, you know, who knows what's going to happen there. I always, you know, I have a soft spot for Stone Garrett at 2.5K.
Right.
He is batting probably second. He's been leading off or batting second. He's not a bad play because he's always capable of homering and stealing a base. So, yeah. All right, two games left, my friend. New York Mets at the Oakland Athletics at 9:40. It is 75 degrees, a little warmer than normal in Oakland for a night game. A little breeze there, only 6 mile an hour blowing out. So a little bit different weather there. 7 is the total, very low. 4.25 implied for the Mets. And the smallest on the slate, 2.75 for the Athletics. Chris Bassett, 9.5K. Cole Irvin, 6.7K for the A's. And if there's any mystery crash, my other pitcher is Chris Bassett. You know, I like Bassett. He's a gamer. Mets are scrapping. He goes deep enough, in my opinion. I don't like the A's lineup, even though they did punch me in the gut the other day, somehow scoring a bunch of runs, which they have their quota for the month. And, you know, just it's a great pitching ballpark, huge foul grounds. Bassett's a gamer. You look at the confirmed Oakland lineup, man. Kemp, Machine, Murphy, Brown, Pinder, Capel, Vaught, Garcia, and Allen.
Yeah. This is my other pitcher and my other stack. So
wow.
Yeah, I like the Mets a lot. I like Canna, Alonso, all the righties. Canna, Alonso, Escobar, who can hit from the right side of the plate, very good against lefties. And then Lindor, same thing. He's also a switch hitter. So, yeah, I like the Mets quite a bit.
I don't blame you. We're both on Bassett, so that's cool. I do like some of the Mets bats here. They're a little pricey, though. Nimmo, Lindor, Alonso, they're all expensive, but you know, Canna's hard to get away from today. Deb, we're probably going to go after it. You know, it is Oakland payback time. He loves that. He's hit a lot of home runs in that stadium. So I don't mind a Canna and another player from the Mets. It's just a little pricey.
Yeah. Canna would be my other Colton Wong sleeper type play, but I think I'm going to like even more. I'm going to like Slater, but we'll see what happens.
All right, let's wrap this puppy up. St. Louis Cardinals at the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's a 10-10, 77 degrees in LA, so pretty warm, and a breeze blowing out to right center, more than a breeze, 12 miles an hour. So not as fun for the pitchers in that sense. Two lefties going at it. Jose Quintana, the pickup for the Cardinals at 7.5K, and Andrew Heaney, who I really hate, by the way. The lefty's 9.7K. And he has punched me in the gut so many times. I wouldn't touch him either. And I don't trust how deep he goes. So yeah, I hate Andrew Heaney.
I like the bottom of this lineup for the Dodgers. That's my other stack that I like. I like Thompson and Taylor and Muncy. And there's one more that I like.
I don't see Muncy in my projected lineup. It's not official, but I don't have him in there. So I want to be careful of that.
Yeah. Joey Gallo, I like him if he's in the lineup too. So
I don't see him in there either. I'll give you my projected just in case anybody's throwing some Dodgers in there. And this is not official yet, but usually it's pretty close. Betts, Turner, Freeman, Smith, the other Turner, Justin, Taylor, Thompson, Vargas, and Alberto. That's as of right now.
Okay. I may just end up with a 2-man stack of Taylor and Thompson then, but I do like some of the bottom of that lineup.
Any Cardinals love for you? We know they've struggled scoring. They actually scored some runs for me the other day with the grand slam there, bailed me out.
Right. Yeah, they finally got it going a little bit in that last game, but no, I don't. I respect Heaney enough and combined with the way that the Cardinals have been playing lately that I'm gonna be fading the Cardinals. So
well, Nolan Arenado is going to be my third baseman tonight. I'm just saying.
Okay.
That's my one-off from the Cardinals. I'm plugging him in at third base and letting him do his thing. 5.2K, I think, is a good price. I like him to go deep. I think he might go deep twice tonight.
Wow. Okay.
Can you call a double dong? And what if that does happen? I got to be able to play that somewhere. What kind of odds get on a guy?
I don't know if you can, I know you can play a home run on him, but I don't know if you can play two.
The odds would be immense if that's the case.
Like 20,000 or something.
I don't know. I would love to try it. All right. Yeah, Bassett back in Oakland too, Deb. Good point. We should say that as well. That's he also knows that park very well.
Right.
David Dulac wants to know if Nimmo is playing. I can tell you that the lineup is not out yet. It's lefty on lefty against Irvin. He's in the projected lineup leading off, but I have not seen anything official on Nimmo. Any other questions that we missed? I think we got most of them, right?
Yeah, we got them. Let's go to PrizePicks.
Yeah, before we do that, let's regroup our selections here. I am paying up for Nola and Bassett as my pitchers today, so no real true value play. I'm fading Rodon. My BVP is Moncada. My home run is Rafael Devers. My stacks are both sides, San Diego and Colorado in cores. Just is what it is. That's it. What do you got?
My top pay-up pitchers are Garrett Cole and Chris Bassett. My fade pitcher is Lucas Giolito. My my BVP play is Austin Riley. My home run call is Trey Mancini. My stacks are the Mets, Dodgers, and Orioles.
Interesting. Very good. Very good. All right, King of Smack, you need to tell the nurse, first of all, that Crash is married. It's the old coach here that's single. So she must have misheard the voices correctly. So let me know. I can get to Myrtle Beach in a jiffy. Oh, no, King of Smack's not in Myrtle Beach. He's in the hospital with a broken foot. So I hope you're feeling better. Who's in Myrtle Beach? Didn't somebody say
they were in Myrtle Beach? I don't remember who it was.
Somebody said they were in Myrtle Beach. I'm so confused. But anyway, King is nice. Here we go. Let's go. I'm ready, King of Smack. Just let me know. All right. That is it. PrizePicks, my friend. What are your PrizePicks plays today?
My PrizePicks plays are going to be Chris Bassett over 38.5 fantasy score.
Nice.
And Rafael Devers over 6 fantasy score. It's pretty low, especially given the matchup against Cole.
That's not fair because Devers is my play as well. Over 6. So I agree with you there. In my home run call. So yeah, I would hope he'd get over 6 if he's my home run call. I've got Josiah Gray under 27.5 fantasy score. I don't know how deep he goes with, I think he gives up some bombs and I just don't have any confidence in the young man right now, even though it's against a crappy team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm going on PrizePicks. How about our sponsor, Boom Fantasy? We want to thank them for being our presenting sponsor. I'm going to look up the fresh Boom Fantasy numbers right now. What are your 2 plays?
This is going to sound hypocritical after all that talk about cores, but Manny Machado over 0.5 RBIs, and then Pete Alonso over 1.5 total bases.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Yeah. I'm going to go one that I thought you'd take. Willie Adames, I'm going to take over a half a run.
I wasn't looking at the early slate. I probably would have taken that if I would have known.
Is that a nice play? I mean,
I think so. Let's see. Is that under the toss-ups?
Yes.
I think I'd take 1.5 total bases over that.
I like that too. I like both of them, but a half a run, I feel good about them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take your other play that you always take, Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases.
You don't think he gets walked?
If he walks twice, that's 2 bases, sir.
That's not how it works. It has to be 1.5 hits.
No.
Yeah, that's how it works. I promise you. Total bases is hits because I've played those kind of props in the past and got burned. I had a guy that had like 4 walks and got 0 points. So
a walk
base
is
is a hit
considered a
in the prop
base.
betting world. I know, but in the prop betting world, a base is a hit. I promise.
Well, that is horse manure, because
Yeah.
when you're looking at baseball statistics and you look at somebody's total base percentage, on base percentage, walks count the same. So,
And
okay.
to further that point, I have a play that I'm playing right now on another site. It's Paul Goldschmidt, more than 1.5 total bases. Aaron Judge, more than 1.5 hits plus walks. So they consider those two different things. I know it's stupid, but that's the way it works.
Oh, that is disappointing, but all right. Okay. That I will take that pick back then. Can I renege on my pick?
Absolutely.
I'm going to pull that back because of the controversial nature of it. And I'm going to take Cedric Mullins, the lefty, over a half a single.
Okay. He just has to hit one single, which that's another thing. I don't like those props because I had a guy that hit a double and it didn't count.
It didn't count. I know. Yeah. But that's part of the it's there's some weird ones like that. But that one I like because I like his ability with his speed, infield hit, stuff like that. So, but you have to be careful when you're playing those. They're tricky.
So, Coach, it looks like you're going to have to get a Lamborghini to hook up with this gal.
I have a really nice Lexus I could tool down to Myrtle Beach in there, King of Smack. And I think I could get the job done. Lamborghini, not quite. We're going to have to take a Millie Maker down for that one, which I think is in the cards. I had such a great run here this week. I decided we're going to hit this as a team. So I sent out a free play for all of our team, the 5 of us, 6 of us, whatever, to play the $20 ticket in the Millie Maker. So I'm announcing it right here first. One of the 6 of us is going to take down the big contest NFL wise on Sunday. So look out. We got tickets going. So if I do hit that, I'll get the Lamborghini and I'll be down there. How's that sound? All right. Any final words, Crash? Did we cover everything? I'm discombobulated.
No, ready to get off here and post our lineups to our members and enjoy the night, watch the Brewers game, and then probably turn on the big inning and just see all the action at once. So
yeah, I love watching Strike Zone or the big inning where you just get all the the results. It's funny because everybody's in Discord. Like when we hit homers and stuff, people are posting stuff.
Right.
So I don't turn my phone over because I don't want to know until I see it, the highlight on there. So usually, and it's not a dead giveaway because sometimes it's like maybe your guy gave up a 3-run homer or something, God forbid. But so you don't know for sure it's going to be ruined. So you can check it out and see what happens. All right. Question. Will you guys fade Nola, Cole, Bassett, and Rodon and play Gio and Manaea? No. Are you taking, what meds is that nurse giving you there, sir? That's what I'd like to know.
Why would you take Manaea in Coors? I mean,
I think King of Smack
about why would you fade Coors, but I mean, if I was going to play a pitcher, the last place I would play a pitcher is in Coors. I mean, we had this conversation a couple of years ago, and they asked me why I was fading. I think it was Walker Buehler in Coors, and it's in Coors. You just almost never do you have a pitcher have a really good night in Coors. Yeah,
I think King of Smack is sipping the juice. That's what I'm going to say right off the bat. Mr. Few wants to know, is Nate Eaton a decent play? Where do they have him batting today? Let me see, because he's a well-respected youngster coming up. He's batting ninth.
Yeah.
But he is the 2K min.
Righty lefty. Yeah, I think it's a good value play.
If you're going to stack the Royals, that's a really fun place. Maybe go Massey, Eaton, Melendez, Witt, something like that. If you really want to get different. I don't particularly think Marco Gonzalez is any good at all. And so, Eaton could be a decent play. And they haven't been pinch hitting for him like you would think late in games. They're yet letting the youngster play. So I have a hard time pushing the button a lot on 8 and 9 hitters unless I'm doing a wraparound stack, but he is a nice young player. All right, my friend, I think that's it. We had the whole group pretty much stay with us the whole time, so we really do appreciate that for sure. Tomorrow, of course, we've got the double podcast. Crash and I have the 5 o'clock Main Slate MLB podcast. I think it's at 5, isn't it? I don't even know for sure.
What are you talking about? Oh, the MLB podcast tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is at 5.
And we're going to do a 2 brains are better than one GPP build tomorrow for Fanduel. And then we have the 8 p.m. NFL pod with Steven and Crash and myself. So double header tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Feel the Pain is washing his hands. That's it. Bring in the cash. All right, my friends, happy birthday to those birthday guys. Feel better for those sick and getting better, and heal the foot up, and great news on the doctor appointment today. Where are tickets at, Coach? You know what? We did say we'd give away.
Oh, yeah, we did say we'd give away a ticket. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, King of Smack. I totally apologize. I said I'm giving away 2 tickets tonight. All right, you guys ready? I'll hit the button before we go. Dink, here's the button. RJ wins the first one. Having some trouble getting on the Discord whenever you have a chance. Well, now you have a chance to reach out to me on Twitter and let me know your PayPal email address, and I'll get you in Discord on there as well.
Let me post this real quick. Tony A asked how he can get in our NFL contest. I'll post it and put it on the screen.
And then I'll push the button for the second winner. The second winner is Nathan Feudy. Nathan Feudy has won the second ticket to the Millie Maker on Sunday. So Nathan, also go to Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. Send me your PayPal email address and we'll throw that over to you this evening. All right, my friends, now we're good. I think we've covered all bases. Appreciate it, Crash. Lighten up on that Tennessee whiskey so that you can be aware when we get that double home run from Mr. Nolan Arenado later.
Yeah. May have been a couple of Coors bats that snuck in at the last minute.
Oh, you are flopping like a fish out of water, dude. That's okay. Yeah. You know what?
Well, I had like $2,000 in salary left over, so I figured I might as well use it on one of them.
That's all right. You know what? The more winners, the merrier. Also, if I'll tell you what, we've had a few members jump in Yahoo. I'm telling you guys, I say it every day. Yahoo's been like absolutely ridiculous.
In there. Yeah.
So dive in there with us. We have if you need a link, we have one right there in Discord for our members. If you go to reference channel there, you can pop right, or referral channel. It gives you a link right to Yahoo. So, all right, that's it. Chris Thompson, how are you, man? I'm glad you caught us here at the very end. We say hello to everybody. Tony A, thanks. Crash, have a great evening. We'll see you for 2 podcasts tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be talking about some big wins in baseball tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We've got about 25 minutes. We'll be posting lineups in Discord for our members. If you want to join us, go to dfscoachtalk.com. Have a fantastic evening, and we will be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB, DFS, PrizePicks, and Boom Fantasy.